Hello. Today we are going to do some self-massage techniques with a tennis ball. So if you're somebody who has a lot of back pain or maybe headaches, you work at a desk, you have to do a lot of analytical thinking in the mind, this can all cause tension throughout the body. So all you're going to need for this practice is a tennis ball. So let's start on our backs. Come to lie down. And there's some areas that you want to avoid with the tennis ball. You do not want to put it on your shoulder blades, on the actual bone of the shoulder blades. You don't want to put it on your spine. Or when we get to the low back, you're not going to want to put it on your pelvis or any of these bony areas here you can feel, or the tailbone. You're going to want to stay above that. So through this practice, we're just going from the upper back down between the shoulder blade and the spine, all the way down until we get to about the pelvis area there. So again, come to light on your back, and you're going to bring the tennis ball to your left side, to your upper back, and just make sure you're not on your spine or your shoulder blade. And from here, we're going to start to move the arm. Inhale, bring the left arm up. And exhale, bring it back down. Inhale, bring it up. And exhale, back down. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, down. And then bringing your left arm back up to the sky, we'll bend the elbow and just start to make some circles with your left elbow here. And this is a really common place to have knots. So if you feel kind of like you're rolling over some hard knots, that's okay. And if at any time during this practice it feels like too much, like you can't take a deep breath, or it's too painful for your body, you can always shift away from the ball. So we're on the left side, so you would point your knees a little bit to the right and turn to the right. But if you're someone who likes a deep tissue massage, you're going to love this, and just laying straight on your back, moving the elbow around. So let's turn to the right a little bit and just press that ball further down. So now we're getting more in between the shoulder blade and the spine. Breathing deeply here. Releasing that tension. Letting go. Soften the jaw. Soften the belly. Deepen the breath. And you can play around with this. Maybe bringing the arm down and back up feels better, or doing the circles. Just listen to your body. And the deeper that we breathe here, the more our body is going to open up, our muscles will let go. Just giving us the signal that it's okay to soften and release stress. We'll just turn to the side again, pushing that ball a little bit further down the back. Getting into some really juicy parts for me. And the rhomboids. Just breathe and soften. And we're not going to our max here with the ball. We're pushing as hard as we can, and then our body therefore will start to tighten and become stiffer. We want to give ourselves a little bit of play here to breathe, to ease into these knots. We just go in guns a-blazing, full force, our body's actually going to get tighter. So be kind, breathe. Beautiful. And from here, take the ball, start to shift it down the back. Now we're just about below the shoulder blade, but still to the left of the spine. And really just start to let yourself sink into it. Let the shoulders relax, the low back and the pelvis become heavy. And directing your inhale into the low belly. And exhaling, softening. Deep belly breath in. And exhale, release. Continue with this breath, softening on the exhales. And this style of deep belly breathing is going to activate our parasympathetic nervous system of rest and digest. We'll tell our body it's okay to relax. And then when you're ready, start to bring that ball just a little bit further down. Now we're more in the middle of the back. Once we start to get to the middle and low back, it can feel really nice to rotate your pelvis up a little bit and really press that ball into the low back. So just find a rocking motion here with your pelvis. If that feels good for your body, always honor your body. You don't have to be doing the exact same thing that I'm doing. These are just suggestions. Just making sure you're continuing to deep belly breathe. And then we'll start to lower that ball a little bit more down the back. Rotating the pelvis up and back down. Just giving yourself a nice massage. And there could be an area that you want to spend more time on. Maybe you feel there's a lot more tension in that area. Just allow your breath, visualize it traveling to that area of tightness and tension. And as you exhale, really think about softening those muscles, releasing. Go ahead and bring the ball lower down here, to your lower back. And again, rotating that pelvis up and down. It may also feel good to let your left knee fall out to the side here once you get to your low back and really press into the ball, moving the pelvis up and down. But again, just do what works for you. That could feel way too intense, and you might want to shift your knees to the right and have less pressure on the ball. Just see what works for you. Beautiful job. Let's take 2 more deep breaths here. One more deep breath in. And then we'll turn away from the ball. And we'll bring our tennis ball now to the right side of the back. So we'll go to the upper right back. And again, we're not on the shoulder blade or the spine, so be mindful of where you put the ball here on the upper back. And then you can, again, we'll just first start to inhale the arm up and exhale down. This is also a really great practice you can do with your back against the wall. And you can really play around more with the pressure as well. Inhaling, the arm comes up, and exhaling, bringing the arm down. And then bending the elbow. We'll take some circles around with the right arm. And if you're right-handed like me, this side might feel a little bit tighter than the left side. You might want to take a little bit more time in certain areas. Just let yourself breathe into it. Soften the muscles in the face and the jaw. And then we'll tilt to one side and press that ball a little bit further down the back between the shoulder blade and the spine, a little bit more here. Again, making those circles with the elbow if that feels good. Or maybe you just want to sit and be still and breathe. And let your body really open up with that static pressure. I really love doing this practice because when I'm done, I feel like I got a deep tissue massage. Obviously, nothing beats a real massage, but you know, when you're in a pinch and you can't get a massage every single day, you can do this. And it's so good. You can do it right before bed. It really helps you sleep better. Or maybe you want to do it in the morning when you wake up and you're feeling a little stiff and tight. There's honestly no bad time to do it. Just breathing into the body. And then we'll press that ball a little bit further down the back. Getting into those rhomboids. And again, some areas might be more intense than others. Just give yourself that room to play around, to shift. Notice if your breath has become shallow. When our breath becomes shallow and we breathe in our chest, our sympathetic nervous system is engaged, our fight and flight. And that's when the mind can start to race. We can have just this overthinking going on. So this is a really good way to reprogram your mind when you tap into the breath and you tap into your body. But so before I started doing yoga practices, I used to have panic attacks. And I was so grateful to discover yoga and breath work because it really helped me come into my parasympathetic space to release stress And stress still arises in life, but it's having these tools to be able to meet your body where you're at without spiraling. Okay, so we're going to twist and then bring the block lower now. So we're below the shoulder blade to the right of the spine. And again, once we start to get below the shoulder blade to the middle back and the lower back, that's when I like to start to tilt the pelvis up and back down. Again, honor your body and breathe. And you might even start to notice the shift in the mind and the body. If you've continued with this deep belly breathing, things are starting to slow down. We're really not supposed to be constantly doing and thinking. And in today's society of social media and to-do lists and all the things, it's really easy to fall into that trap. So come back to the breath. Give yourself limits with your phone and your computer. Step away from technology. Be in nature. All these things bring us back to the essence of human being instead of human doing. Okay, rotate again. Bring the ball further down the back. Just a little bit, seeing where your tension lies. For me, I'm just below the rib cage and starting to again rotate the pelvis up and back down. Scanning the body mentally, noticing where else you can soften, where else you can let go, where you can be with what is. And then we'll slowly turn to one side, grabbing the ball and bringing it down a little bit further. And if you have a pretty high arch in your back, once we get to these areas, it's really good to rotate that pelvis up again, really allowing the ball to press in. If you have more of a hunched back, that might feel like a lot of pressure in there, and you can again turn away a little bit. Everybody's body is different, so just tap into what you need. No expectations on what you should look like. Full compassion for yourself. And if it's not already, we'll bring the ball all the way down to the bottom of the back, just below that pelvis. Again, we don't want to be right on the bone. Just allow your hips to sink down into the earth, melting over the ball. And again, if you'd like to bring that right knee out to the side, and really just letting the pelvis become heavy and the body soften. See what works for you. If the knee is out, you can slightly rotate the pelvis up. Again, don't go too deep. Where can you soften? Beautiful job. Let's take 2 more deep breaths here. And then rotate to the side, remove the ball. We'll bring our arms out to a T, taking some windshield wipers, letting the knees slowly fall side to side. Beautiful. Come back to center. Hug the knees into the chest. Make some circles around with the knees, massaging the low back. Reverse your circles. And then bring the feet down. We'll turn to one side and slowly press up to a seated position. And from here, let's lower the chin down to the chest and bring the right ear to the right shoulder. And then let the chin trace the chest, left ear to left shoulder. Chin traces chest, right ear, right shoulder. Breathing deeply. Let's stay on the right side now. Walk the left fingertips out to the side. Find a space between your teeth. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. And then lower the chin down to the chest, left ear to left shoulder. Walk the right fingertips out to the side. Take some deep breaths here. Soften the jaw. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. And then come back to center. Thank you all so much for joining me for this self-massage class. I hope it brought you a lot of relief and ease to your day. Please be sure to like and subscribe to my channel for more yoga videos, ecstatic dance videos, and also just some live music. Have a great day. Bye.